Hi, and welcome to What She Said. My name is Moira.
My name is Paige.
And I'm Emma.
We are your hosts for this book club edition of What She Said. If this is your first time listening to our book club, then welcome. We have set ourselves a challenge to read one book per month, and for some reason, they all are spicy books so far, though I think
You're
the other
loving
ladies
it.
have secretly set it up like that. So it could be all spicy books. That's just a little treat for me. I struggle to find the effort and the want to read at the best of times, so this has been a challenge. And I definitely don't read smutty books or spicy books, but I'm a team player, so needs must. Now, February's book choice was Praise by Sara Cate. I'll give you a bit of a backstory so you can come along on this journey with us. The story starts as Charlotte and Beau's relationship has come to an end. The security deposit for the rental has gone to Beau's father, who he has not spoken to in months. So Beau says that Charlotte needs to go and get it directly from him if she wants her half back. Prick. I'm just saying. Charlotte, also referred to in this book as Charlie, heads over there to get the money, but things are weird as she appears to be mistaken for someone else and is asked to drop to her knees to get her money. So, is Beau's dad an even bigger prick? Is what she's really thinking. Charlotte is equal parts confused, but also intrigued by what she appears to be missing with the situation, but finds she's secretly enjoying this Dom sub role that is unfolding in front of her. She ends up getting her money, but she's still curious and also thinking about the man Beau calls dad. Is she thinking she wants to call him daddy too?
Terrible.
Yeah,
Also,
daddy.
have we even figured out what daddy means
No.
yet? No one's told us.
No one has told me, and it still bothers me.
Hey, Daddy.
Ooh, that is an $8.99 a minute voice. Go get it. Hey, if you be looking for a side hustle, I think we find it.
Yeah, exactly.
You can see, you see, she's thinking about it. Look at her. She's like,
She is.
shit,
The cogs are
actually.
turning.
Anyway, I digress. So Emerson is Beau's dad, and he is also thinking about her and how she could possibly bridge the gap between him and Beau. So he offers her a job as his secretary. Now, little does Emerson know that Charlotte has gone and done some digging of her own to find out who he is, what he does, what he owns, and she finds out that he owns a kinky, desire, fantasy focused sex club. So, will she take the job? Of course. Will Emerson's older, wiser, kinkier side rub off on Charlotte? Well, yes, quite literally. Will she call him daddy? Still no. And again, why has no one told us this? It's the age gap is thankfully not a fetish, and it's not the primary focus through the book, but it is clearly acknowledged that he is the father of her ex-boyfriend. And while Emerson and Charlotte both struggle with it, they move past it as they get to know more about each other. She delves deeper into the BDSM world, but what will be of this love triangle? Well, give it a read to find out. So, ladies, I want your thoughts on the book. Look, clearly I'm not Emerson's submissive type because him treating her like a pet was boring and annoying for me to read. Very strugglesome for me. I did enjoy the introduction to the kinky world for Charlotte and thought that it was well done. I again like the read from each chapter's perspective, but I am unsure what role Sophie really played with the book and why her character played out the way it did. Maybe that develops in the other books in the series, but I didn't get invested enough to see that character as necessary. No, I'll be honest, I bought it on Audible and had them read it to me, so overall I would say it wasn't bad for $3.49. But yes, Paige, what about you? What are your thoughts?
So yeah, I also bought it on Audible because I got credits. So
Cheetah.
She a regular.
You know, I was sitting at work and there was a couple of times and I was like, oh my God,
You
I
were
don't think I should
reading
be
at
listening to this at work.
Mm? You were looking for Emerson, weren't you? You were like, ooh, he could be an Emerson. Ooh.
But I would have to say that while it was okay, I definitely don't think it had the spice level that I was expecting it to have. The storyline was okay. I just found it really okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, well.
I'll cut in.
Well.
So this definitely wasn't my pick. I wasn't really interested in reading anything about another middle-aged man scoring himself a 20-something-year-old girl. But needless to say, when I started getting into it, I really enjoyed the character's dynamic. I still can't bring myself to even say sub and dom. Like, just like rolling off my tongue, I feel dirty. Like, that's just,
I will
it's
wash
not
my
my
mouth out
thing.
with soap.
I'm pretty vanilla when it comes to sexual encounters. So entering that saucy world was way out of my element. And it was a lot spicier than what I was expecting. Most of the book, I felt heat coming from the undercarriage, if you know what I mean.
That's
And you
just the
guys can
perimenopausal hot flush, love.
Yeah.
the thing I thought that was amusing was the chapter titles. So each chapter title was
Yeah,
a
I
rule.
liked
So
that. I did
rule
like
one,
that.
never put up with the douchebag boyfriend. Dump that
Yes.
loser. Rule
Yes.
three. Rule three. Always do as you're told, especially when it involves getting on your knees for your hot millionaire daddy. These are chapter headings, and I found that a bit of a comic relief in it.
Yeah, I actually really enjoyed the chapters as rules. Nice
I
little
thought that was
different
funny.
thing. What was your favorite rule, Emma?
I think the best place to beg is on your knees.
Same.
I can't remember them.
That's because you cheated. You're on Audible. See,
Yeah.
I just don't know how you guys can do that. We've already discussed that I'm not really a reader. I found that I've enjoyed sitting down and actually flicking the pages.
It's because
So
when you're reading, you're able to imagine it. So we sort of touched on it, the first book, where different people's imaginations work differently.
Mhm.
So for you and I, we're both able to imagine something that's happening, whereas
yeah,
Mo was like, they're just words.
I know, I had the imagination, especially when she got her revenge and went to the club without him,
Mm.
and everyone was watching what was going on, and he
Mm-hmm.
got uber jealous.
that was pretty spicy
That
too,
was
though,
spicy.
wasn't it?
Yes, Madam Kink.
And you can kind of tell that she has a bit of a girl crush on Madam Kink from
Yeah.
I think right back at the start when she was doing her research about the club
Yes.
and about what goes on in the club.
Look,
Hmm.
it did give me vibes of Hooked. Wendy kind of went from that sweet, kind of innocent, curious
Yeah.
girl to like full blown tick control. It did give me those kind of vibes.
But I mean,
Agreed.
realistically, I don't think anyone, once they start being sexual, I don't think they just go full blown kinky. They've got to
No,
start off slow.
that's right.
So it makes sense that the books are kind of written like that.
Yeah. It's like the introduction and then it's like their lead up to what they prefer.
Yeah.
So the side characters, aside from Charlie and Emerson and Bo, which character stole the show for you? And do you want to read their next story?
Yes.
And the character would be.
I have a bit of a girl crush on Madam Kink as well. Yeah.
Ooh. Okay. So Eden said Claire is Madam
Yes.
Kink's real name in the book.
Yes. And I think it's just because she's so dominant and so expressive in what she wants.
I like how she was like, "You want to get your own back? Follow me.
Yes.
Let's go and
Yeah.
do this, girl."
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's why I chose Madam Kink.
Yes. I think she would
Madam
have. I would think she would have a lot of good stories to tell, and
Yes.
she kind of reminds me of like a Dita Von Teese.
But also, I would like to see a real life version of Drake because he just sounds like a hunk.
He
He's a
does
he's a
sound.
he's a F boy, but you know, he just sounds like a bit of a hunk.
Mhm.
Yeah. So Drake's the sleazy but very attractive construction worker.
Insert
She
Jason
definitely,
Momoa.
I can actually see that character for
Yes.
sure. Mine was Garrett. This is apparently a series of books, which I
Yeah.
didn't realize right at the start. And I believe Garrett is the next story. So Garrett is Emerson's best friend and business partner, who, as the book unfolds, he learned that he has a knack of identifying people's kinks. So that's his role in the partnership. So I think that'd be a really interesting and saucy book.
Mhm. Yeah.
Sorry. Can I just say, did anyone else get the jingle? Praise, praise
Yeah.
mayonnaise.
Bet you there's a lot of mayonnaise in that club. You know what else?
Oh, ooh,
Dripping.
damn.
You know what
You're on
actually would
fire.
be and it would actually be another interesting story. So Maggie is another key
Yes.
character, and she's also another business partner. She's essentially the woman that like takes care of the day-to-day business, and I believe she runs the club.
Mhm.
She's the glue that sticks them all together.
She would have to be the person that hires the person to clean the glue, because you have to make sure that those rooms are clean, right? That would be an interesting book, though, her perspective of things.
Well, the cleaner.
Mm.
Well, the cleaner, that would be a good one, too.
Oh, could you imagine?
Oh.
Oh, I was a bit disappointed with the description of the rooms. I
Yeah.
was like, what? An empty room with one throne. I mean,
Yeah.
where's your 50 Shades of Grey?
Yeah.
Because apparently that's way more kinkier.
It is.
I liked what insight Garrett could have brought.
Mm.
Like, you know, he would have been
Yeah.
like, oh, here we go. This Emerson's back at it again, shagging his secretary. Like, you know, one of those.
So basically, in the book, for those people that haven't read it, Emerson has his little receptionist, whoever it is.
Flavor of the month.
And he'll be in meetings. He definitely has his camera turned off. And his little secretary will be pleasuring him in some way under the table while he's having his business meetings. So, and that kind of was the theme of the whole book, pretty much. He just got pleasured at work. But when you think about it, though, like that wouldn't actually be a bad job. A, you're in love with your boss.
Wow.
B, you get paid to do whatever sexy time, whatever.
Falling over
And
those words there, Em.
She's getting all hot under the carriage again. She's reminiscing.
Oh, I forgot what C was. But if you're in that position, it probably wouldn't be a bad job because you get paid for doing whatever.
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
Walk around in the nud.
I don't know. Didn't he treat her like a cat or a dog?
She had to crawl over and give him her list of wants and not wants.
No, didn't she have to like sit
In her
kneel
mouth.
next to him until he was like, and he was patting on the head?
She was kneeling. He was on a Zoom meeting and she was kneeling beside him and he was just patting her head,
I'm clearly not submissive.
telling her how she was a
So
good
I'd be
girl.
like, stop fucking touching me.
I only have 2 minutes.
I have 2 modes. Do it or don't. Don't pat me. Yeah, clearly not for me.
Yes, clearly you don't have a praise kink.
No.
But just going back to cleaning, maybe that could be someone's kink.
Oh.
Yeah, they get off by
Imagine if
cleaning.
Do you reckon
Imagine if
that?
you
Do you
had
reckon
a
if there was a cart,
black-
they would stick their hand down the back of the cart, see if there's any money?
You'd have to double glove.
Oh, definitely.
Oh,
Or get, you know, like the gardening gloves that like have the reinforced, or you know,
yes.
like
Yeah.
like concrete gloves that are reinforced, you know, just in
Yes.
case.
Ain't nothing getting through those
Yeah, no.
babies.
Oh, yuck. But yeah, that's a point, Paige. There should be a book about the cleaner whose kink is cleaning jizz.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh.
Cleaning up all the mayo.
Yeah. What room would intrigue you to go and visit? Would you go into the
Sam?
watch room?
The voyeurism.
No, but to be fair, I'd probably watch.
Yeah, I'd probably watch.
Of course you would. I love how you say that like we'd all be shocked. I just like funny, spicy books, but I'll watch it.
Oh my goodness. If I had to go into any of those rooms, it would just be to watch. It wouldn't be to participate, I don't think.
The rooms were pretty shit. So there was a viewing
Yeah.
room where you just watched. There was another room that had one throne in it, and was there another room that had a bed? Then there was a bed. There was a bedroom with like silk ties or something like that.
Yeah, it had things in drawers.
Feel
So
like
obviously
the
they
room-
had toys in the rooms.
I feel like the rooms could have been better described. Like they could have been more exciting. Because I thought that was the whole point. Like, oh, right, so let's talk about this fantasy focused club, and then it was kind of a disappointment.
I agree.
I think it was more the sub dom kind of aspect of it.
How's it
It
going?
really hurts. It really hurts me to say those
You
words.
really do struggle to say those words, don't you? Yeah.
Yes.
So the age gap, the ex's dad, and the workplace romance. So this book was checking off a lot of boxes. Which of these made the story more exciting, and which would you normally avoid? All of the above.
I don't really like the whole age gap thing. I know that age is just a number and it all comes down to the person, but that just look. I mean, yeah, even when I was in my 20s, I wouldn't look at someone in their 40s and go, "Oh, you're a bit all right." Unless you're Brad Pitt.
Then we'll make allowances.
In my early 20s, most of the guys were around 9-10 years older than me that I did date. So I'm okay with that age gap. But when it comes to 20 years, 25, however big an age gap this is, it's a bit... And the fact that it was her ex's father also, I was like, I wasn't really excited about it at all.
No,
But
neither.
Sara Cate, the kinky little minx that she is, had a way of writing the story so it kind of made sense. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah, so rule number 12 or chapter 12, foot rubs are sexual. That's kind of when my mentality changed. I wasn't like, ew, this is gross. I was like, okay, they're just two people that are really attracted to each other and, things start to happen. So chapter 12 is probably one of my favorite chapters. Emerson and Charlotte had already had one kiss the week before, and both of their attraction to each other was rapidly growing. Charlotte's battery had died because she has an old bomb by the sounds of it, and she goes and gets Emerson his lunch from the local deli, which is 3 miles away every day. But being that her battery died, she didn't want to bother him with that. So she walked in her brand new stilettos that she bought for her sexy new job, the 3 miles there and the 3 miles back in what sounded like winter, or it was starting to get really cold. So
they don't have Uber or DoorDash.
Yeah. When she got back to the house, Emerson sees her and sees that she looks cold to the bone and grabs her hands and starts rubbing them and to warm them up. So this is when it gets hot. So he asks her to take her stockings off so he can rub her feet. And unbeknownst to him, she's wearing thigh highs that are attached to a garter. So
yeah, she is.
So she has to hitch up her skirt to unclip them. So he must see a little bit of leg there. I'm assuming that's what happens. This sends Emerson crazy. So, quote, "I'm only a man after all. My cock is growing hard in my pants."
Oh, why did you have to say it?
So he proceeds to massage her feet.
Like
He doesn't.
feet.
It's not really flirtatious at this stage. He's just wanting to rub her feet. So he rubs one foot, and then as he goes to grab the other foot, Charlotte's
her foot
rubs
slips
up against his groin. And from there, it's kind of
Go on,
like
you
Donkey
want to
Kong.
say cock.
His
That's another
arousal.
word that kind of doesn't feel right off my
Yeah.
tongue.
She's like moist.
I
Yes,
wouldn't be.
moist.
Yeah, see, that's why I wouldn't be good at the dirty talk.
Yeah, look,
No, no more.
I would avoid all of them. I'm not interested in
Yeah.
the age gap. I'm not interested in ex's dad, because they're an ex for a reason, and then just doing the dad just brings them back into the no.
Yep.
And then you're just comparing between the two of them in your head, so you ugh.
Mm,
And a workplace romance, hell no, don't shit where you eat, people.
no.
Like, she's only 21, isn't she, right? 21, 22? And she goes lingerie shopping by herself and buys all these sexy clothes. Would you have done that at 21?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh my
I
God,
don't
never
think
into
I've ever
sex. Oh my
bought
God.
lingerie. Like, I don't know. I'm lucky to have undies without a hole in them.
That's classed as lingerie. Homemade lingerie. If the hole is in the right spot.
The hole's definitely not in the right spot.
And
You know what I actually did like about this book was that underneath all the sex and kneeling and all the rest, patting,
voyeurism.
patting, yeah, all of that. It was a love story, really.
Mm.
No,
Like,
it
it was
wasn't.
actually really nice.
No, it wasn't. She at the start was like, oh, he's over in the rich area where the big mansions are. Ooh. And then he gave her $5,000 and she only needed a couple hundred.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
knew what she was doing. This was not a love story. This was give me my money.
Sugar daddy.
Yeah. And then she's letting other people stick things in her and control her.
Mm.
Nobody else was sticking things in her. She chose to stick it in herself.
Well, yes, but it was a dare.
It was a dare. He said, go do it and let me control it.
Mm.
Yeah.
She
Slut.
knew what she was doing. Look at Jessie. Dirty tart. She knew.
Well, look, they weren't going steady.
And do you know what I was thinking? Charlotte and Emerson were at Emerson's house and she had the thing in and he was controlling it with the remote control. And then his son turns up to his house, sees them
Oh, that
together,
was
they're just working together, and then they're panicked about the remote that's on the table.
Mm.
Unless that remote says vibrator remote,
Yes.
he's not going to know what that is. So
Exactly.
why did they have to be like, oh my God, quick, get it. Oh my God, don't touch the button. You touch the button. Oh my God. No.
I think the fact that she squealed and squirmed kind of gave it all away.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
She did that
But I
intentionally, I
also
reckon.
think that it was like the plot twist for the book. Like they had to try and bring the whole opening it up to Bo, that the fact that they were in a sexual relationship with each other.
Mm.
So it needed to come
Yeah.
out somehow and came out that way.
Okay, let's play a game. Red room or red flag? Sir situation. So you meet a man who insists on being called sir in certain settings. He's confident, in control, and knows exactly what he wants. Red room or red flag? What's a red
I'm
flag?
gonna-
I would say neither. It's a show of respect. It depends what certain. I know in this book it's certain situations, and then that's a red room.
Mhm.
But like, you call people sir if they're older than you, or
Oh my God,
if
Emma,
you
this is not a
Respect
this
your
is not a meet and
elders.
greet on the street. You're not selling them
red
a
room.
raffle at the meat tray.
Red room.
Oh, red room.
I'm a bit on the fence because, like, I am understanding where M's coming from because it's like, yes, sir. Thank you, sir. But then on the other hand, it's like, yes, sir. Like,
The
so I don't
sir,
know.
right? Sorry, these are spicy books, so this is a spicy situation.
Red
Will you
room.
be calling him sir?
Okay, I'm going to say that it's a red room.
Yeah, of course it is. You would call them whatever they wanted to be called. I am a red flag in that. That is just singing to me. I have a need to get a Ferrari because, everything else is not working.
It's
No.
clear that everything's working though for him.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, the ex's dad. You start falling for someone only to find out he's your ex-boyfriend's father. He's charming, respectful, and very into you. But awkward family gatherings. Anyone? Red room? Red flag?
Red flag.
Right.
Bravo.
It's a red flag.
Sure.
Are you sure about that?
It's a big old red flag.
You know. Are you guys like thinking of your ex's fathers?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh God, no.
But now
Ugh.
you are the private club invite. So you're dating someone who is a member of a very exclusive club. He offers to take you there and show you what it's really about. Red room, red flag.
Red
Red
room.
flag.
Red flag?
Really?
You wanted to make a little thing of your toe and sell it.
Yeah.
Now you're calling it a red flag. All right, change your tune. Why?
Because I don't know if I want to be taken to an exclusive sex club. I don't even know if I want to go and see strippers.
I've seen strippers.
I've not strippers, but I've been to Moulin Rouge and it was great. Anyway,
Down a hole.
pun intended. Okay, I'm going to move along. So, your new boyfriend's love language is 100% verbal affirmation. He constantly tells you how good you are, how proud he is, and how much he adores you, even in public. Red room or red flag?
Red room.
Yeah, I'm gonna go red flag. Like I'm having maps flashbacks. This guy is Jackie's dream man.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that it's a red room because I like to be told that what I've done for a significant other, they've appreciated it.
You just like to be called a good girl.
This book's for all the good girls.
You're getting her all worked up. And the last one, contract clause. So you're getting serious with someone and he casually mentions that he prefers all relationships expectations to be written down in a contract. Clear communication or major ick. Red room, red flag.
Ick.
Yep.
Red
red
flag.
flag. Got the ick. Yeah.
Mhm.
Gross.
Yeah.
Big red flag.
Okay, so look, on a spicy scale, from one flame emoji to a full-blown fire hazard, what are you rating the steaminess of praise?
I'm going to go first because I didn't think it was
Yeah.
that great. I mean, it was still good,
Yeah.
but it wasn't as what I read, like what the synopsis of it was, what I read, I thought, oh, this is going to be really spicy. And then we got to the guts of it and it was like, this is not that spicy. So I'm going to give it a 2.
Well, I thought it was a lot steamier than Hooked. And I gave Hooked a 2. I'm giving this a 3.5. So a peri peri.
Oh, peri.
Yeah, 3.5. I definitely think there's going to be a lot more spicy out there, but I think this stepped up a notch.
Okay. It's about a 1.5 for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I expected more.
Mm-hmm. Me
See,
too.
that's surprising me coming like
From the girl that doesn't like the
But for me, who
That's
can't even watch
right.
Game
You're
of
like-
Thrones, yeah, no. Maybe I'll start watching it now. I thought it could have been better. I expected more, given the premise of the book was like a fetish sex club. So I think I expected more, and I was a little bit disappointed that it was all like, here, let me treat you as my little pet, and
Yeah.
gross.
I definitely didn't like that element of the book.
Yeah, no, not for me, and not the dad, and no, it was a bit. It could have been better. I think there were elements of it where it was like was more Matt and Kink and the rooms and stuff. I think it could have been really spicy, but no, not for me. So what did you say? 3.5 to 1.5?
Mm-hmm.
You decide. Give it a read. Let us know what you think. That is a wrap on our spicy talk. So we've laughed, cringed, and we have questioned our life choices and whether we're going to start a new side hustle, working from anywhere. But most importantly, we have made it through another spicy read together. Did Praise by Sara Cate leave you fanning yourself or rolling your eyes? Were you rooting for Charlotte and Emerson, or were the power dynamics just too much? And let's be real, would you be calling him Sir or running for the hills? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let us know how you rated the steaminess. If you have any book recommendations, please send them through so we can keep our spicy streak going, because I know these ladies love it. And it forces me into another uncomfortable literacy adventure. So yeah. Make sure to follow us on our socials and keep up with our next book pick. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. We will be picking up our March book, which is going to be an Offer from a Gentleman by Julia Quinn. It is one of the stories in the Bridgerton series, and given that this is going to be the next Netflix season coming, I cannot wait to read this one. I'm super excited.
How exciting.
Yeah, I know. Well, you've been listening to What She Said, so until next time, keep it spicy. Bye.
Bye.